What is going on, YouTube? It is Tesla Mouse here for another Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle. And ladies and gentlemen, we are in the home stretch of X and Y Wi-Fi battling. And what does that mean? It means that these are going to be the last Wi-Fi battles from X and Y that I will be churning out before we transition into Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. A bit of a note though, I will not be posting Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire Wi-Fi battles until I get my capture card in. I want to start off that series with perfectly clear content. Because I know some people have an issue with the standard camera recording stuff and whatnot. So I'm just going to start off the Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire Wi-Fi battles with a bang. And I'm not actually sure if I'm going to jump into Wi-Fi battling on Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire quite yet. I might continue some X and Y Wi-Fi battles on, well, just while I wait for the capture card to come in. And I doubt I'm going to be uploading any more. Maybe I will as bonus content. If there's a really good battle that absolutely stands out to me. But so far, not even the past battles I had really stood out to me to the point where I consider it as bonus content. So yeah. Unless I get an extremely good Wi-Fi battle from Pokemon X and Y that really stands out to me while I wait for my capture card to come in, I'm probably not going to be uploading any more after the series finale next week. So, there you have it. And don't forget, right after this battle video, I'll be uploading one where I use a special Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire hype team where I have my channel mascot, Raichu, plus 5 Hoenn Pokemon on a team. I have 7 of those battles done already, saved in my Versus recorder, and each day I'll be filming and uploading one of those as we count down the days till Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Now, with that being said, let's get on with this Wi-Fi battle. It's a normal Wi-Fi battle. It's not Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire hype. Despite the fact that there are 2 Hoenn Pokemon on his team and 1 on my team. Anyways, let's look at his team real quick. Let's examine it. He has Scizor, Sceptile, Weezing, Haxorus, Gengar, and Milotic. I have Manectric, Volcarona, Azumarill, Heracross, Skarmory, and Porygon 2. And look at this team. The one thing that really threatens me the most is that Milotic, because there's a lot of different sets these Milotics can run. I mean, they can have the competitive nature, and I don't mean competitive as in can compete, I mean that's the actual name of the nature, where any stat decrease will raise its special attack sharply. So Defog, Intimidate, whatever, it will definitely raise a competitive Milotic special attack sharply. They can also run stuff like Mirror Coat, and if you hit it with a special attack and uses Mirror Coat, chances are it's going to one-hit KO something, be it the Pokemon that did hit it or a switch in if you go for a Volt Switch or whatnot. So that's something I really have to look out for in this battle. Gengar, you can never really tell. I mean, I'm going to leave under the assumption that until it's too late that they're playing by Smogon, so I'm not going to, mention that this could be a Mega Gengar. But you never know, it could be Sash, could have Black Sludge, or it could be Specs or Scarf. So you never know if this Gengar, or Gengars in general, until it's too late. So it's not really that threatening, but again, it can be pretty tough. Haxorus, just don't let it set up at all. Unless you have like a Prankster Will-O-Wisper. Don't even let it try to set up. Weezing can block out those physical attacks. Sceptile can also be Scarfed, or it can be the Unburden set. And for those of you that don't know, Unburden, when the Pokemon of Unburden uses up its item, the speed doubles. Fortunately, when this Pokemon gets switched out, the speed resets back to its original state. So, there's that. And there's Scizor. Again, don't let that thing set up either, or you'll be in trouble. Anyways, enough talking. Get out the Wi-Fi battle and see how this all plays out. So as you can tell, I'm going to lead off with my Mega Manectric, and my opponent Edgar is going to lead off with Milotic, and this is a huge problem for me. Yeah, because I know that after I dish out my Volt Switch or Thunderbolt, something is going to faint. So I'm going to go for a Volt Switch. I kind of figured that because he's keeping it in, he has Mirror Coat, so he's obviously going to get a one-hit kill on something, unless I switch in Skarmory, but I don't want to do that because I might need Skarmory later on to tank those scissor hits with the Rocky Helmet. So I'm going to switch into my Porygon 2, and you're going to see how annoying Mirror Coat can be, because just watch. Well, he's a Marvel scale. Thankfully it's not competitive, and here's Mirror Coat. One hit KO on Porygon 2, so one turn in, and I'm already one Pokemon short. So my Loic's going to get healed leftovers, and I'm going to send out Bugging Out the Heracross. Now I'm going to attempt a Protect to see what it's going to do, but he's going to switch out into Smog the Weezing, so yeah. Heracross gets burned, which is what I wanted to happen. And I'm going to switch Heracross out and go into my Volcarona, expecting maybe a Will-O-Wisp, because maybe you'd think I'd switch out. But no, he's going to go for Fire Blast instead. He's going to withdraw Smog the Weezing and go into my Lodic. And I'm going to go for the Quiver Dance that I wanted to try and set up. And this is what I was going to do. This is what I was working on now. I'm going to go for a second Quiver Dance, hoping that maybe he'll think I'm going to attack him and go for a Mirror Coat, because maybe he thinks he can live whatever Volcarona has dished out. So here's a Quiver Dance, second Quiver Dance. And unfortunately for me, this is another part of my look that's annoying. It's got Dragon Tail. So Dragon Tail is obviously going to reset my stat boost. It's going to get burned by the Flame Bite, which is not something you want to happen on a Milotic. Milotic has Marvel Scale, which when it takes a status condition, its defense is raised. So that's definitely not something you want to see on a Milotic, a burn. So it's going to go for the Scald, and I'm going to use this time to set up my Stealth Rocks. Stealth Rocks are around it. And it's going to get healed with leftovers and suffer some burn damage. And at this point, I'm hoping it goes for another Scald, because I want to go for a Whirlwind? I don't even know what I'd go for, actually. Goes for a Scald. And I go for the Whirlwind, thankfully. Out comes, well, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that name, but here comes Sceptile. He's going to miss the Focus Blast. I'm going to Whirlwind again, just, I don't know, to be annoying, really. And unfortunately for me, back out comes my Lodic, and I'm not saying unfortunately because it's going to scold me to death. At this point, this is what I prefer to happen, is my Lodic to finish me off with Scald. Does it do that? No, it goes for Recover instead, so that's going to be a pain. So Whirlwind's going to blast away the Milotic, and what is going to come out next is Maxax the Haxorus. It's got the Mold Breaker, doesn't really matter. And it's going to go for a Substitute, and I'm going to blow it away with Whirlwind again, because I thought it might go for a Dragon Dance. And here comes, well, I'll just call it Scizor because I'm not going to pronounce the nickname. Scizor is going to go for a Superpower and knock out Skarmory. It's going to take some Rocky Helmet damage. And out comes Sebethur, well, out goes Sebethur Skarmory. So now I'm down, I believe, 2 Pokemon already. Now, I'm predicting him to switch. I'm not going to bother to go for a Quiver Dance. Probably should have. But I went for a Fire Dance instead, in case he stayed in. But I know sometimes people with Scissors can predict you going for a Quiver Dance while they're out and go for Aerial Ace and just KO you. So that's why I decided to chance it and go for a Fire Dance. So I do get some special attack boost off of a critical hit, which is fine. And now I'm going to pray that this special attack boost is enough for Volcarona's Giga Drain to take it out. And it is, fortunately. So my Lodic is down. That's 2 down on my side, 1 down on his. Next up, he's going to send in Haxorus. And I'm going to give it a Bug Buzz with Volcarona, which is going to be more than enough to take it out. Because Haxorus doesn't have the best defenses, and my Volcarona is max invested in special attack, plus I had to boost with Fire Dance, and yeah. And I'm going to go for a Quiver Dance, hoping that this thing isn't Scarf. He gets a Sludge Bomb off, it poisons me unfortunately, and Volcarona gets healed with the Citrus Berry, still poisoned though. Then I go for the Quiver Dance. And now I'm going to pray that a Quiver Dance will be enough to help Volcarona outspeed the Gengar. Will it? Well, right after it takes poison damage, we'll find out. But yeah, nope. This thing must be Scarf. And it takes out Volcarona, unfortunately. My next play is a very unusual play. I'm sending out a Azumarill, and I'm just going to let it Sludge Bomb me, praying that I can survive it. And I do survive with 65 HP. Unfortunately, it gets another poison. The Hax is on this guy's side. And I go for a knockoff. I kind of figured Azumarill could live that Sludge Bomb because it's Assault Vested, and yes, that Gengar was indeed Scarf. Next out comes Skeptical Skeptile. I'm not clear what item this thing has on it, but he's gonna go for a Giga Probably could have went for an Aqua Jet, but honestly, why bother? The HP would have been leached up anyways. So Azumarill is down for the count. It's unfortunate. And out comes bugging out the Heracross. And I'm not gonna go for a close combat. I'm gonna go for the Facade to play it safe. If I go for the close combat and he's switching the Weezing, it'll be resisted. So I go for the Facade, which does well over half to Weezing. Unfortunately, it has a Rocky Helmet, but then again, I'm glad it has that instead of the Black Sludge. And I go for another Facade because I know that it's in range where a Facade can take it out. There goes Weezing. And Heracross is going to take some burn damage, which is perfectly fine. Now comes Scizor, and I went for a close combat, hoping that maybe he'd set up, I think I'd switch out, but no, he's going to Mega Evolve and take out Heracross with the Bullet Punch. Heracross is down and out. And next up, I'm going to send out my Mega Manectric, which is at full health, going to intimidate the Mega Scizor, and I'm going to go for a Flamethrower. So Bullet Punch is going to hit Mega Manectric. Thankfully, Mega Manectric, or Manectric, can learn Flamethrower, so that's why I really love this Pokemon. So Flamethrower definitely takes it out, and not exactly clear on what item the Skeptile has. I'm praying that isn't another choice Scarfer on his team. I'm going to go for the Flamethrower, and I'm right, it isn't a choice Scarfer. And the Skeptile is down. So that, I gotta say, that Melodic really made sure my Porygon 2 did not do anything this battle, and that really sucked. Because if Azumarill fainted to that Sludge Bomb, I would have been wishing I had the Porygon 2 so I could slow down the speed of that Gengar Thunder Wave. But thankfully, the Assault Vest did help Azumarill out immensely, helped him take that Sludge Bomb fairly decently, and allowed the knockoff to finish off Gengar. Ladies and gentlemen, that'll be the end of this Wi-Fi battle. Right after I upload this to the computer, or import it to the computer, I'll be filming our first Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire hype Wi-Fi battle for Pokemon X and Y. See you in a little bit.